Hey guys, what's going on? It's Colombian Love, and I'm back with another unboxing and review of the Funko Legion of Collectors box for DC Batman Villains for November 2016. The box itself has the Joker on the outside, and then once you lift the lid, you can see a lot of the comic book versions of basically Batman's rogue gallery. Catwoman, the Joker, Riddler, just various characters that obviously DC fans associate with Batman. The patch and pin for this box are actually very cool. The patch itself is a lot bigger than any of the other patches, or it's definitely on the bigger side, and it's a Bane with the sort of white look that he has on his eyes and then the red eyes that's on his mask. It looks really cool. Going over to the pin here, the pin is of the Riddler, and it's actually a really cool picture of the Riddler rather than having one of his sillier looks. It actually looks kind of on the creepy side with a lot more black and some green accents. His name written, the Riddler, in a cursive script, and it's just a nice pin in general. The comic book that's included is of the New 52. It's Batman issue 23.2, when the villains took over the comic books. Artwork is done by Adam Archer, and it's a cool little cover. Also included is a snapback hat with a flat brim, and the logo for it is of the Joker matching up with the Funko or the ceramic mug version that they have, with the green and the swirling eyes. The back has it looks like a couple of cards with the J, and if you were to look at the bottom of the brim, it's purple with the Funko final logo and DC. This box also had included the ceramic mug of the Joker, which is actually an exclusive for the box. I thought that possibly they had this released in stores, but luckily for people that get the box, you're getting the Joker in a cool little ceramic mug. Well, I say little, but these things are great. I mean, I know they're for hot beverages, but I actually have had soup, cereal, and ice cream. The Dorbs figure that they included is of Two-Face. It's very much based on the comic book version rather than, say, Batman the Animated Series or even any of the movie versions. He has the blue and orange suit with the very distinctive line in the middle separating the good side from the bad side. He has the green kind of scaly face, which instantly reminded me of that Batman annual, and I can't remember the issue number, but the Batman annual where he is front and center on the cover, and it's one of the cooler and more memorable versions of Two-Face on, I'd say, any Batman cover. One of the coolest things about this Dorb, though, is that he has Harvey's coin, and on one side it's completely smooth. On the other side it has the little X, which was Harvey's way of being able to tell head from tails, life or death, whatever he was flipping the coin to try to decide. And I thought that was a very cool little touch, and something that could have easily been overlooked, but luckily guys at Funko are on top of their game, especially when it comes to making vinyl figures in general to match up with the comic book versions. I think they definitely do a very good job of doing that. The Funko Pop in this one is Catwoman. It's based on the original version when she was called the Cat back in 1940 for Batman issue number 1. She's rocking the purple outfit with a little bit of gold trim and then the green cape and, of course, her whip. And it looks great. It's a great representation of the older style, but something that's very classic and how the character started. It's a great looking pop, very well put together. The only issue that I have is that she does not stand up on her own. I was actually kind of hoping that I screwed up and there was a clear base like there was for Enchantress, and it wasn't in the box. So I was a little disappointed with that, but the figure itself more than makes up for it. So overall, this is a very cool box. I'm really digging it. All of the content inside. Aside from the hat, I'm just not a big fan of snapback hats, but that's just my personal opinion. I like what they did with the hat, making it a Joker hat. If I did wear those kind of hats, I would definitely rock this because I'm a big Joker fan. I'm definitely a big fan of the pop, going back to that old school version of Catwoman. And if you look at some of the last couple pops that they've done with the DC subscription boxes, they've done a lot of classic characters like Jay Garrick and Hawkgirl. I mean, they've been well done, and just kind of going back to the roots of the DC universe. Unfortunately, there wasn't a t-shirt in this. I was actually kind of looking forward to wearing one of the DC villains on a t-shirt. The Doors is actually really cool just because it's well put together, and it very much took me back to Harvey Dent, Two-Face in the comics. I appreciate that Funko, when they're doing these exclusives, it's not just a solid body and just some paint slapped on a figure. It's actually different pieces glued together or put together in a certain way to bring out a look that takes people back, especially comic book collectors. I'm going to keep sticking with the DC boxes.